Hello everybody. I'm so excited to be doing this reading vlog. I've been planning it for months. I talked about it in my July hopefuls and now it's here. So for this reading vlog, I have a bunch of books. I have 5 books total that I'm going to be reading. And these are all books that I've read before and that I loved. And I haven't read them in years and years. Some of these I haven't read since 6th grade or 7th grade. So I'm going to reread all of them and kind of see if they hold up as an adult. And so I have Anne, Frank, and Me by Cherie, Bennett, and Jeff Gottesfeld. I think I'm going to start with this one. I have Wait Till Helen Comes by Mary Downing Hahn. I have The Dollhouse Murders by Betty Wright. I have Locked in Time by Lois, Duncan. And I have Mandy by Julie Andrews. Well, it says Julie Edwards on here, but it's Julie Andrews, the actress. So I think I'm going to start with Anne, Frank, and Me and kind of go from there. But I will be popping in, telling you guys what I think, telling you if I think these books have held up over time, and I'm super excited to share this journey with you. Hey guys, so I'm like 100 pages into Anne, Frank, and Me, and I like it. I'm noticing though, I've been reading a lot more young adult books this year, ones that have been published recently, and they just have this different vibe. I read Uglies earlier this year, and I got the same thing. It was very superficial. It didn't feel authentic. In this book, at the beginning, she's like, oh my god, this boy is so cute. I love him. Oh my god, he wants to sit next to me on the bus. Oh my god. And all of that. And I know that teenagers are like that, but why do authors feel the need to always have oh my god, have to have a crush on somebody? I don't know if it was just me as a teenager. I did have crushes, but that wasn't my notebooks are covered with pictures of Orlando Bloom and stuff, but I wasn't completely boy crazy. And I feel a lot of these books, older young adult books, are very surface level, very much how they think teens want or how they think teens act. Well, now books, they're more authentic. They feel more like a teenage voice because I work with teenagers. I'm a middle school teacher, and it bothers me. But other than that, I'm enjoying the book. Like I said, I'm about 100 pages in. It's flying real quick. I'll definitely be done tomorrow. And I'm going to take a break right now. I had some lunch, and I think I'm going to do some video editing and then get back to reading. Hello, everybody. I'm halfway through Anne, Frank, and Me. I think I'm going to try to do a reading sprint and do 50 more pages tonight. And then I will definitely finish it tomorrow. And I realized, I've been talking about this book, and I mentioned it, and I went into detail about it in my July Hopefuls TBR, but I never talked about it here. So, sorry about a breath. I was just playing with Willow, and she's wired. So, Anne, Frank, and Me it's a play originally, and it's now in novel form, and I got it when I went to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum right here in Washington, D.C., and it is about a young girl named Nicole, and she goes with her friends at her school on a trip to see this Anne Frank exhibit because they're learning about the Holocaust. And while there, someone opens fire and she falls and hits her head in the panic afterwards. And she wakes up in Paris during World War II as a Jewish girl. And then the rest of the book is her experiences with all of that, but she still has these memories of being from the 1990s and all of that, and she's trying to navigate being a young Jewish girl in World War II. And so I read this, I think this is my 3rd time I've read this book. How many times can I say I've read? And so it's a really interesting story, kind of seeing everything play out, and everything, because as time progresses, she remembers less and less of her life in the 1990s and all of that. And I love it. It's a really unique story. It's not one I see a lot. So I don't see a lot of people reading it, talking about it, stuff like that. like I said before, I've definitely noticed that there are, like, differences, like with young adult books written now. This was written in 1997, so I'm intrigued to see if the other YA books I'm doing, let's see, one other YA and then 3 middle grade books. And I'm just interested to see. I haven't read any middle grade books that have been published recently. I probably should at some point. But I'm just kind of intrigued to see, like, if I notice the same thing about how they don't really pack that punch and just seem very superficial, like I've said with others. And like I said, this is something I want to do, like, yearly, maybe every summer, reread a few books that I enjoyed when I was much younger, or even, like, 10 years ago. I'm like, I know I read this book. I don't remember it. Let's reread it now. So, but I think I'm going to start with some books that I read when I was little. So, or not little, younger. So I think right now I'm going to try to do a sprint, read about 50 more pages, and then I'm going to go to bed. I didn't get as much done today as I had planned. I had a busy, doing air quotes here, busy day. I was doing like a lot of readathon stuff like that. Not as much wedding stuff as I had planned, but we did meet with our officiant, who was my fiance's pastor growing up. So we had dinner at his house with him and his wife. So it was really nice to do that and to kind of get that done, checked that box done. We don't have to worry about a lot of that anymore, and we can move on to other wedding things, hopefully. So we're going to do about 50 more pages, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So, it is Wednesday morning. Willow's up, awake. She took her early morning nap. We went outside. She's awake again. I have about 80 pages left in Anne Frank and Me, so I think I'm going to finish that this morning. I have to head over to my mom's because we have to head up to the DMV. Yay, question mark, not really. I want to have Anne Frank and Me done by then so I can start a new book in this reading vlog. So I think that is the plan for right now. Hey everyone, I have like 40 pages left in Anne Frank and Me. I know the goal had been for me to finish it before I leave for the DMV, but I got distracted by BookTube, so that didn't happen. I totally forgot. Like, I knew the general what happened in the end. Like, things are starting to wrap up. It's complicated. But I forgot what a punch to the gut. Oh my God. It's like, here, let's like completely ruin you. Okay, you've like, oh, you reconciled with that. Well, let's make it worse again. Okay, we're okay. Well, no, now it's like a million emotions, and then, oh my God. So she does go back in time, and she does meet Anne Frank, and Anne Frank, and they're talking, and she's like, I want to, I don't think Peter's the guy for me. I want to break a million hearts, and I want to get out of here. And Nicole's kind of remembering. She eventually like loses her memory of like what life had been like in the 1990s, but then she's like starting to remember. She's like, I remember you, Anne Frank. And in the end, like she sees Anne Frank, and she's like, Anne, I remember what happens to you, because Anne Frank says what happens. If you know this, if you're from the future, you must know. And she goes, you become a famous author, and you go on to break a million hearts. And, because it's true, but oh my God. So, I just, I need time to process. I still think like stuff leading up to these last 40 pages I've read were kind of meh, but this like 40-page section completely 1000% destroys your soul over and over and over again. That being said, I have to wake Willow up, which is something you never want to do. You never wake a sleeping puppy. Let her outside, crate her, and then head over to my mom's to head to the DMV. Hopefully I'll be back in a timely fashion. If you don't hear from me, I'm stuck there for eternity. Send someone to rescue me. Hello, everybody. So, my hair is a mess. Let's see, oh no, I'm still wrong side. There we go, maybe that'll help. The MV sucked as can be expected. I came home and I really wasn't feeling well. I think it was because I didn't eat a lot of food today and didn't drink a lot of water, and it's super hot here. So, I was like in a really bad mood. I felt really sick. Of course, Willow was all over the place. That wasn't helping either. So I had a quick snack. It took like an hour and a half nap, which helped. And I'm definitely feeling better now. I think it's time to make some dinner, and then I'm going to finish reading and Frank and Me. So for dinner today, I'm making carne asada in the, we have a Ninja Foodie. So it's a crock pot, air fryer, Instapot all in one. So this is in the Instapot part. I mean, it's like all one big thing, but you use the Instapot function on it, and it is delicious. So I'm going to make that, and we're going to have some tacos. I need to clean off our dining room table. I'd show you all the cleaning up I have to do on the dining room table, but I'm really kind of embarrassed at how much of a mess our dining room table is. So I think I'm feeling recharged, snacked, water, napped like a baby, and now I'm going to get started on making some delicious dinner for the two of us and getting back into our routine after I've been gone dog sitting for over a week. Hello everybody, so I finished Anne, Frank, and Me, and like I said, I'd say the last 80 pages or so, phenomenal. Leading up to it, solid book. I think it could have had more. It's really not that long. It's less than 300 pages. And I definitely feel like it could have more going on in it, and it would be a substantial book, like another 50, 75 pages worth of just fleshing things out a little more. So it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night. I was going to start Dollhouse Murders, but I had a really rough day mental health-wise, so I think I'm going to do some book journaling and stuff like that, and then maybe go to bed. I'm not tired, but I don't know if I'm ready to start a new book yet, but I will check in with you guys in the morning. So, I lied when I said I wasn't going to start Dollhouse Murders tonight. I did. It's right here. So I started the Dollhouse Murders by Betty Wright. I always get her last name mixed up. This was published in 1985, and I remember I loved it. I used to have this like full-on obsession with ghost stories when I was in middle school. And it follows a girl named Amy, and she kind of just needs a break from her house. She has a sister who's mentally disabled, and Amy's mom just expects her to all babies. The sister Luann always expects Amy to drop everything, watch her, look after her, and doesn't really give her a chance to be her own person. So Amy's given this opportunity to go stay with her aunt, who has just moved into this family house out in the country nearby, and to clean it out, to sell it. And Amy finds this old dollhouse in the attic, and of course the dollhouse is haunted. So she's trying to figure out what happened. So Amy's dad and aunt were raised by their grandparents, because their parents, Amy's grandparents, had died in a car accident. So their grandparents, Amy's great-grandparents, raised them until there's quite an age gap between her dad and her aunt. Her dad was 5, and then the great-grandparents died mysteriously. And so, of course, it's connected to the dollhouse haunting. I mean, it's a middle grade book. But I forgot how much I loved ghost books. I'm about 50 pages in. I'm definitely going to be able to finish this tomorrow. Probably a whole other book. But I forgot how much I loved ghost books. I used to be obsessed with them in middle school, and a lot of that came from I went to theater camp one summer, and I became friends with this group, and this one girl in our group, she's like, oh yeah, my house is haunted, and we should investigate it. So like we had like this plan to write this book. Like I remember there's like one of us drew like a cover for it, and I mean this girl obviously was playing us. Her house probably wasn't haunted. I'm like 99.999% sure if it was haunted, I'd be shocked. And so we had like this, it was this big old obsession, and I became like full on obsessed with ghost stories. And I don't know what it is about haunted dollhouses. It's a thing. It's a thing. It exists. And there's another book, and I tried to find it to read for this reading vlog called Sweet Miss Honeywell's Revenge. And it's a haunted dollhouse book, and I have my copy somewhere at my mom's. I just have no idea where. I couldn't find it in time to do this reading vlog, so I might read it at another point. But haunted dollhouses, love them. Ghost books, love them. I'm reading another one for this reading vlog. I might just do both back to back. I might like look on Goodreads and be like, what ghost books are there that I remember reading? Because I read a lot. And I also am just looking for some good adult fiction books that just scare the shit out of me, for lack of a better phrase. And I just bought one. I can't remember what it's called, but it deals with the Mariana Trench. And then I'm so psyched for it. It comes tomorrow. I might bring it on vacation and read it. I don't know why. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. But I'm seriously looking for a book, to scare me. And I have not been able to find one that sufficiently does that in a very, very, very long time. Although Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris did give me nightmares. But that was just an intense thriller. I'm looking for a ghost book that is terrifying, and I haven't been able to find one. So if you know one, comment down below. In the meantime, I'm going to go on my phone, hang out, relax a little, and then call it a night. But I'll see you guys in the morning. Hello everybody, happy Thursday. Sorry as I adjust my camera angle. Yesterday was a day like I said, did not have the best mental health day. Willow is now grounded because she escaped out of the backyard last night, which got my fiance all upset. So now when we take her out in the backyard, we have a leash on her because she's grounded and she hates it. Also this morning she peed in the house after being let out, so that was fun. And now I have my desk kind of set up. I set up my Cricut finally, and I'm like, it's great, I'm going to cut something from my journal, my reading journal. Then I realized I don't know where my mats are, my Cricut mats. So I was all over looking. I found some in my car. They're bigger than what I need, but I'm like, you know what, that's fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to cut something from my journal, get caught up on my reading journal a little bit, and hopefully today will be a better day than yesterday. Now that I'm done journaling, I am going to, I think I'm going to do a sprint, and there's like 100 pages left in the Dollhouse Murders. I'm going to finish that book. I'm going to order some lunch. Responsible Christina is saying, you have leftovers in the fridge, eat the leftovers in the fridge. Impulsive Christina is saying, you had a really rough day yesterday. Willow was acting up. Your mental health was rough. Your fiance's mental health was rough. Get Chipotle. And impulsive self-care Christina is definitely winning out. So I think I'm going to finish Dollhouse Murders. I'm waiting. We have some furniture being delivered, which I'm so excited about. I'll get into that later. And I think, because I enjoy making myself suffer, and I'm probably going to not sleep well tonight then, I'm going to watch a little bit of Evil on Netflix and then read Wait Till Helen Comes and just scare the hell out of myself. I talked about that last night, how I want to be just have the shit scared out of me. Let's see if we can make this happen. So I'm like 60 pages into Wait Till Helen Comes, and I forgot how awful some of these characters are. So this book, it's a middle grade book about a girl named Molly, and she lives in a blended family, and her mom and her stepdad move her and her brother and her stepsister Heather to this house in the country out in Maryland. We talked about all that already. And Heather's mom had died in a fire when Heather was 3. She's like super immature and like sucking her thumb and oh my god, and like will like rat out Molly and her brother Michael for like on doing anything, and her dad just encourages this and babies her so much. Like my niece is almost 7, and there is no way she would act this way. Like I can't even picture my niece acting this way. I can't even picture my nephew, who's 2.5, acting the way that Heather does. But her dad just is like, poor Heather, she's so delicate. What did you guys do to make her get all upset? This is obviously your fault. This is obviously my little Heather can do nothing wrong. So anyway, they move, and they move to this house, and it's an old church that's been turned into a house. And there's a graveyard next to it. And Heather starts becoming friends with this imaginary friend named Helen. Turns out to be a ghost, of course. And it goes from there. And Molly and Michael are like, this is a bad idea. And her dad, and then the stepdad's like, you're putting terrible, scary ideas into my daughter's head. This is all your fault. My precious baby does no wrong. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I'm so frustrated at Heather, but it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's her dad's fault. Like, her dad is allowing her to act this way. And I get it. She went through this terrible thing. She lost her mother in a very horrible way, in a fire, and Heather was there. And I get it. But, damn, there comes a point where you have to start moving on. You can't just be like, we need to, like, coddle her and everything. That might just be how I'm raised. I am very much not a spare the rod, spoil the child type of upbringing. My parents were very nice, but they were strict. But I was talking to my mom about it today because we're starting to have problems with Willow's behavior. And you have to be strict, but you have to have strictness within reason. You can't just like lock down everything completely, but you can't just like let your kids, my poor baby does nothing wrong. And so that's how my parents were. They had strict expectations and guidelines and everything. But also, I mean, I look back on my childhood so fondly. And, I mean, they were not strict or mean in any sort of way that was unfair. You want to go to the mall? Well, did you do what I told you to do? No? Well, then guess what? You don't get to go to the mall. You want to go to the movies? Okay, do you have money? Because we give you an allowance. You do chores, you get an allowance, you babysit. Where's your money? You don't have enough money to go to the movies? Too bad. No movies for you. But you have enough money to go to the movies? You're going with a girlfriend or two? Cool, go. We'll drop you off. Text me or call me when we'll pick you up at this time. We're good to go. And that's how it was with my parents. But just like, I went off on a tangent. But like, Heather, oh my God, just seriously. Might also be because I'm a teacher and I've had students like this and parents like this. Don't be that parent. I'm just going to come out and say it. Do not be that parent when we pull you in, when you come in for a conference and you have 6 or 7 teachers all saying the exact same thing word for word and you go, oh, no, that can't be right. That can't be my baby. 7 adults are saying this. Grow up. Okay, rant over. I'm going to go back to having some TV on in the background. It's a nice, relaxing show about cults. Reading my book. Maybe I'll get some water. Maybe I'll pour myself some wine. I don't know. But I want to get through halfway through this book before I get up and do some other stuff. But I'm going to stop ranting right now. I have about 50 pages left and wait till Helen comes. So I took a break, made a little bag of popcorn, and I have some book mail here. I have Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. It's about a crew, it's supposed to be terrifying, about a crew that goes down into the Mariana Trench and disappears, and then years later, I don't know how many years later, 7 years later, a new crew is assembled to go and figure out what happened to them. It's supposed to be absolutely terrifying. Katie Colson, can't remember, on BookTube recommended it. I love her videos. Her energy is everything I love. And I'm so excited to check it out. I might bring this on vacation. I don't know. We'll find out. So I think I'm going to wait till Helen comes, and then I don't know what I'm going to do. Because this sounds really, oh my gosh, I'm hoping some of you can relate. So I'm doing the Avengers Initiative reading challenge, and the boss battle for this weekend is Ultron. You can count books. We don't really know what's happening with it right now, but all I know is that I can count books as long as I've read less than 25% of them. I have to like list out 3 books on my TBR, so I'm like, I don't think I have enough self-control not to keep going past 25%. But I have another book I haven't finished. It's not a reread for this reading vlog, but I might talk about it anyway. So I think I might switch over to that after I finish Wait Till Helen Comes and count the last 2 books for this reading vlog for this boss battle, because I know they'll be quick and easy reads. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how I feel after I finish this book. Wait Till Helen Comes is done, and I loved it just as much as I remembered. If Mary Downing Hahn had written adult books, adult content, adult everything, ghost books, I am certain she would have scared the pants off of me. So I definitely loved it. I'm so excited to watch the movie. As I was reading the book, I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. Like, things are coming back to me. I think this is my 3rd time reading this book. I don't know, but I want to say my 3rd time. Might just be my 2nd. Pretty sure it's my 3rd. So my fiance's on his way home from work. I'm almost on his way home from dinner. He's on his way home from work. I'm going to go and pop pork roast in the Ninja Foodie and air fry that bad boy. Make some mashed potatoes. Throw together a salad. Quick and easy dinner for us tonight. She looks all innocent now, but don't let that deceive you. She is grounded. I really can't remember if I told you guys. She escaped last night out of the backyard, so our landscaper guy who does our lawn is going to fix the fence for us. And whenever she goes outside in the backyard now, she has to be on a leash. She hates it. It sucks. But that's life. She's got to learn that she can't just run out of the yard. Right now, she's recharging her batteries for when Daddy gets home. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Happy Friday. I have some intense boss battle stuff to do for this Avengers readathon, but since I have the day off, I'm not as time crunched as some other people are. I have to read for 2 hours total. That can be done. Before I start reading for the day, though, I'm going to work on my reading journal a little bit. Pardon the big, huge shadow from my hand, but I've spent like the past, oh my god, it's almost 11. Is it really almost 11? Wow. Like an hour and a half, 2 hours working on my journal. I've made a lot of progress. So I did this page. This is just a piece from a 6x6 scrapbooking pad. I have so much scrapbooking supplies. Stamps, I have July, because that's when I started it, and I'll put through when I finished it. I'm hoping December, and then the year underneath. My 52, well, it kind of bled through. You know what? It is what it is. 52 book challenge. This isn't the inks I used on other pages, so that I used a different ink because I wanted darker color. My Avengers reading challenge. I had to update everything. Like, this was all written in. I just hadn't filled out what I had read. So, Avengers, all the Avengers I've done so far this year. Lots of washi tape. I love my washi tape. Happy Hogan isn't done, and Loki isn't done yet. But pretty much everybody else so far up to here has been done. Book adaptations. I did this page today. Nothing fancy. Series tracker. I did this today. It's hard to tell, but the little circles next to the ones I've read are colored. Something's in there, sorry. My Hamilton reading challenge. You saw me cut this yesterday. Filled out the rest. Best book of each month. I did this today. It's smear. I got this idea last night. Some fireworks for the 4th of July. Order. Really easy, simple stamp. The cover is not the book. I think it should be actually a cover is not the book. This is a Mary Poppins themed reading challenge. Readathon I'm doing this month. Trekathon. Oops. The Avengers for this month are T'Challa and Captain Marvel. And then these are the books I've read so far this month. I still have parts to fill out. I wanted to give the ink a chance to dry before I started writing and highlighting on here. And it's hard to tell, but there's like some really pretty iridescent washi tape on that page. And then there's a little bit of washi tape here. So, yeah, that is my reading journal. So far, I am loving how it looks. It's getting a little chunky already, a little hard to close, but I'm loving it. So then I'm going to take Willow upstairs and start reading Locked in Time, because I do have a boss battle this weekend for Avengers. And that's what I'm going to work on. So I'm like, 20 pages into Locked in Time, and I'm reading, and I'm just going to read this to you. And it seems just like an innocent sentence, but it says, returning to the Rose Room, I set up my laptop and unpacked my hairdryer, my iPod dock, and my camera. Why did this, cause me pause? I'm 30. Oh my God, I'm 30. I read this book in, God, how long ago was it? 16, 17 years ago? When iPods were not really as much of a thing. I mean, they were around, but they weren't as much of a thing. So this book was published first in 1985. So I found it just interesting that they've gone through and they've, updated it. I find that very interesting, and I just wanted to share that with all of you guys. So I'm going to get back to my sprint. I'm timing myself using the Read More app. I paused, and since I paused, I think I'm going to go make some popcorn, and then I'm going to continue with my sprint. Alright guys, so I'm I don't even know, page 170 something in Locked in Time and loving it. I mean, I know what happens. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I think you get a very different perspective with thriller mystery books when you already know what's going to happen, because then you can see the clues lining up. So I've been timing myself on the Read More app so I can keep track of how much time I've actually spent reading, so I can use it for this boss battle for Avengers. And of course, when I get to the point where I'm okay, break, and I've taken some breaks and paused it. I'm I'm going to stop for now. I have 5 minutes left in my 2 hours that I have to read for this boss battle. And I'm I'm just going to take a break anyway. I forgot. I'm terrible. I did a giveaway on Bookstagram that ended yesterday, so I have to go and pick a winner. So I'm going to go and do all of that and then go back to reading. This book will definitely be done today. And then I will only have one more book for this reading vlog, which is, I've been saving it for last. It's one of my favorite books ever. And then I have one other book I want to try to read a good chunk of this weekend. I won't get all of it done, but we'll see how much actually gets done. So yeah, that's my plan. I have Willow here. She's sleeping. She's acting all innocent and angelic and trying to convince us that she should not be grounded anymore, but she is. So yeah, I think I'm going to take her downstairs and pick a winner for my giveaway. I just finished Locked in Time, and so good. So good. So far all the books I've read have definitely lived up to the hype I had in my head. The ending I'm not going to give away. I definitely think that it's a book worth checking out. I've said it before, I do feel that young adult books from back when I was in that age bracket are more watered down than the ones now, and you still have that, but it's still definitely worth checking out. Phenomenal. I don't know how I feel about updating it with laptops and cell phones, but it wasn't this overall pervasive thing. It was oh yeah, I have a cell phone. Oh yeah, there's a computer there type of thing. It wasn't this big, huge, let's have these big scenes where we're doing all this technological stuff. No. So but at the same time, I'm then why go through that hassle? Just let the books stand on their own. But, and especially with this book, I feel then that gets into this whole other thing. That I feel some of Lois Duncan's other books, because apparently she did this with a few books, you don't have that issue. and I can't explain it because it gives away a lot. But, so yeah, I have one more book, and it's one of my absolute favorite books ever. I am disgusted to admit I think I've read it 8 times, 10 times. I want to say I'm lying and that I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. So that will be Mandy by Julie Edwards, which is the pen name of the beautiful, wonderful, esteemed Julie Andrews, the actress. She wrote 2 books, and Mandy is my favorite, and one of my favorite books ever. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. It's like 5-ish, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I know at 6 o'clock the first leg of this boss battle ends. It's really cool how they're doing this one. Should I talk about it now? I'm going to talk about it now. So I'm doing the Avengers Initiative reading challenge, and every once in a while you have to like read the books and like recruit the Avengers, the different Avengers and all of that. And then they do boss battles where it's like a challenge you have to do over the weekend. And if you do that, you defeat one of the bad guy that they've picked, and you get some sort of reward to help you with the challenge, or something. And this weekend's Ultron, went from Age of Ultron, and it's kind of like broken into chunks. So like they fight Ultron 3 times. Stark Tower in South Korea, and then Sokovia. And so this was for the fight at Stark Tower. You just have to read for 2 hours. And then it's all leading up. We know that there's going to be some final battle in Sokovia. So it's really well done, I have to say. They've done a really good job with it. I was saying to my fiance, if this is what this is like, what the heck is it going to be like with Endgame and Thanos and all of that? That's going to be some intense stuff going on. So, got an hour and a half until that ends. We'll see what happens with that. And so I think I might take a break, might start Mandy. I don't know. But Mandy is my last book for this reading vlog. So once I read that one, I will be done. Hey guys, so my fiance is on his way home from work. It's Friday, pizza's been ordered, and the next step for the boss battle has come out. I have to read 200 pages by midnight. Luckily, I have a middle grade book here, and this is Mandy. This is my favorite book ever. I love this cover. So I'm going to easily be able to read 200 pages of this bad boy by midnight. 6 hours, I can get it done. So I am like 100 pages into Mandy, and it's just as adorable as I remember it. It's a middle grades book written by Julie Andrews under the pen name Julie Edwards, and it is about a little girl named Mandy who's an orphan, and there's this like wall surrounding the orphanage where she lives, and one day she climbs it and finds this adorable little cottage in the woods, so she decides to clean it up and make it her own space, because that's what she wants more than anything, is like a space of her own. And it's so cute and so pure, and it has definite cottagecore vibes. It's just adorable, so adorable. I've read this book more times than I can count. I think it's like over 10, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm definitely loving it. So I'm going to read another 100 pages because I want to get to that 200 page mark, because I'm a nerd and want to get through this boss battle also for the readathon. And then I'm going to call it a night and go to bed. In the meantime, I'm going to see what my fiance's doing, because I'm upstairs and I can hear him scolding Willow, so she obviously is doing something she isn't supposed to. All of a sudden, her behavior's just gotten really wild, so we're trying to like get her back under control. And it's an experience. Parenthood. Puppy parenthood. It's great. Hello everybody. I did it. I read 200 pages. I'm tired. Mandy, like I said, is as adorable as I remember. So, I have like 75 pages left, and I'm going to talk about it in the morning after I finish it and wrap up this reading vlog. In the meantime, I am going to head to bed. So, good night, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Willow was up bright and early at 7:30. It's great. She went outside, did her business, and fell back asleep. So, boss battle. I have to do 2 hours of sprints between today and tomorrow. I'm already 15 minutes in. I have like 30 pages left in Mandy. I have a little bit of a break, then a 15-minute sprint again. I'm just going to try to bang this bad boy out, and then I will be done with this reading vlog, and I'm super excited to finish this book. Like I said, it's just as adorable and wonderful and wholesome as I remember. I'm going to save lots of feels, lots of emotions. I'm going to save my overall thoughts for when I finish the book. About 30 pages left, so I'll be done the end of this next reading sprint probably. And then I will check in with you guys. I just finished Mandy, and like I said, it's just as innocent and pure and wonderful as I remembered. Definitely understand why it's one of my favorite books. I mean, it is a middle grade book, so it is very predictable and everything, but it has this purity. If you've read House in the Cerulean Sea, it's that same type of like heartfelt purity, found family, just innocence about it, and it's captured beautifully, and I definitely understand and remember why this is one of my favorite books. So, yeah, I guess I'm done with this reading vlog. It's been a wild ride. All the books I reread have definitely lived up to the hype that I had in my head. I was so excited and happy to do this. I think this is, excuse me. This is what happens when Willow wakes you up early on a weekend. This is something I'm definitely going to want to do again in the future. Maybe make it like a yearly thing or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I'm going to continue with my sprints today with my Ultron boss battle, but I am going to wrap up this vlog. If you've made it this far, comment down below with the sunshine emoji and tell me what is one of your favorite books from when you were younger. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.